Hello everyone, I'm Melissa Bechtold. I want to go over my version of Chaturanga, what I think are best practices to help keep you safe, because hopefully you're practicing every day or often, and if you have improper alignment, it can put more stress on the body and we don't want that. So, for Chaturanga, it just means high to low plank. You don't ever have to remember the name, how to say it or spell it. So basic principles apply. I mentioned this in the other video as well, but fingers spread out. When your hands go on the floor, wrists are shoulder distance apart. And then keep the weight on the thumb side of the hand. That's going to help keep your wrists safe. The other thing is that elbows, whether the arms are straight or bent, elbows should be tucked in. So externally rotating the arms, so biceps go forward and out. And then if you were to bend the elbow is a good way to check, is to see if the elbows go back or if they go out to the sides. If they go out to the sides, pull those elbows in so they go back. And keep the shoulder blades down. That's also going to help the shoulders stay safe. Now for the Chaturanga, we start up in a push-up position. So for me, push-up position, wrists underneath the shoulders, stacking the joints is generally a good rule. It's going to help make it easier. I really like the chest, belly, and thighs lifting strongly. So like this is a good plank, my body's straight, but for me this is sagging and it puts more stress on your low back and your abs are not as engaged. So what I really like to see my students do is to pull the belly in. So feel like your belly button's pressing up towards the ceiling and tuck your tailbone under. So this is nice and firm. Shoulder blades always down. And then you want to push your hands into the floor because we always want to protract or lift the chest. So you never want the chest sagging because that puts more stress on the shoulders as well. So protract or lift the chest, lift the belly, and then the thighs are lifting as well. So sometimes you see legs like they're pretty straight, but they're somehow don't feel right. So really lift the thighs up. From here, before I go any further, heels should be behind the toes. So this is your plank position. For Chaturanga, you shift forward, so shoulders in front of the wrists, and then elbows in. A good way to check is to lower all the way to the floor and see when your belly touches. If your belly touches the floor first, if you're going down like this, and my belly touches first, that probably means you should lift your belly a little bit more, or a lot more. So it's a good check when you're first doing this, and you can also do it from your knees. If you're doing it from your knees, start in plank position. Keep your toes where they are. Don't move your toes. Then you bring the knees down so your knees are behind the hips, not under them. And then do it from here. Again, elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. But again, the belly should not touch before the chest. So you want to make sure that belly stays nice and high the whole time. Elbows in. Those are the two most important things for me. Let me show you what it looks like from the front. So here, plank position, I shift forward, I lower all the way down. My belly does not touch first. Okay? So that's really all the Chaturanga means, is high to low plank. So from arms straight to arms 90-degree bend. When you do that, when you get to the 90, the elbows should actually be on top of the wrists. So shoulders are in front. The tendency is we want to have the wrists underneath the shoulders, but that's actually harder on the shoulder and elbow joint. So that's why we shift forward. Now I'll show you in our flow, like sun salutations, the up dog part of it. So some people kind of roll into up dog. I like to keep it separate just to make sure we're double checking the belly. So from plank position, shift forward, lower halfway, but notice how my belly's up the whole time. When the elbows get to 90, I point one foot, land on the top of that foot, and I flip the other foot as I straighten my arms. My legs never touch the ground, so my legs are off the ground here. I'm straightening my legs so the knees are not on the floor, and then I push my chest forward, shoulders back and down. You can lift the chin if you want to. And then to get out of this, you flip the feet back one at a time, push the chest back to down dog. So one more time, I'm going to show it from this angle. So plank, We're always breathing, of course. Shoulder blades down. Chest, belly, thighs lifting. Shift forward or halfway. Breathing. Inhale. This is up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Now I'm going to show you one time from the front so you can see what that looks like. So let me do it from halfway lift. So a lot of times in sun salutations, we go from halfway lift, which just means straighten the back. And then we chaturanga, plant the palms, step feet back, lift the belly, shift forward, lower halfway, and then lift the chest. Chest is forward, shoulders down. And then flip the feet back one at a time, push back into down dog. So those are your chaturanga basics. Have a good day.